that we're learning at the moment. We have actually covered all the different species, all the different foods, fruits and vegetables. We're learning this book of the Rambam, Nature's Wealth, over here. And a phenomenal book. We've already done about 10 sessions already. And it's giving you advice about what foods you should eat, what drinks you should have, which spices, which herbs you should include inside your diet. And over here we're talking about a list of the prevention and cure of illnesses over here. This is a topic we are talking about now over here. So the question is posed, what lifestyle should one choose to ensure a balanced, temperate, good health and contentment? And they say there's a practice and frequent review of the following principles from the spectrum of the oral law, and it will help ensure a life of peace and satisfaction. So it's a very large list. We're going to do a bit of it today and progress it as the days go on over here. So the first point is, before we begin eating a meal, one should loosen one's belt. That's what Masechet Shabbat says in Daf Tet over here. That's naturally page number 9. A phrase of what it says actually over here. It says tight-fitting trousers should be loosened as well. The food will be more easily digested and the digestive system will function well. This is hinted to at the verse. He quotes a pasuk over here, and I will take a piece of bread. The first letters of the Hebrew words form the initials of the words loosen your belt before eating and drinking, lest you come to intestinal illness in of itself over here. Okay. Number 2 over here. Seeing the food makes one feel satiated, so one should only eat in a well-lit place, lest you remain unsatisfied. So if you're going to have a meal over here, ideally you should do it in light. If you do it in dark, you're not going to see what you're eating, and you're going to want to eat more and more and more. It's going to lead to gluttonous over here. And number 3, it's quoting in Masechet Brachot in page 44. Any meal that does not include a moist dish is not considered a meal. That's what's actually said over here. Also again from Masechet Brachot on page 44, we actually state that sharp vegetables, let's say such as garlic, onions, horseradish, should not be eaten alone as they are hard on the digestive system and leave obviously naturally an unpleasant odor in the mouth in of itself. That's why if you're going to eat garlic or these kind of foods, have it swallowed up inside a lavish meal in of itself. Okay. Now we are on number 5. It actually gives some very important advice here. One should always get up early in the morning and eat breakfast. Naturally, one should eat breakfast after they've done the morning prayers. We call it shacharit in the morning in of itself. That's why he's probably stating, assuming that one will daven netzach hama at the time of her sunrise, which is the optimum. One should not leave home for work before eating. By way of overstatement, he quotes from Masechet Baba Kama over here, page 92. 60 men cannot muster the same strength and vitality as one who has eaten breakfast over here. That just shows how important it is to actually eat the breakfast, as we call it, aruchat boker, in of itself also. Okay. More advice given here from the Be'er Heitev in Orach Chaim 170. One should not eat or drink standing up, but rather eat sitting down. A small amount of alcohol may be taken standing up over here. That's more advice over here. So that's a common laws of etiquette also. Number 7, it's better to eat a moderate meal twice a day rather than a heavy meal once a day, quoting the Orach Chaim over here. Number 8, one should not converse during a meal over here, even about over here a Torah, and certainly not about mundane matters over here. Food could only go down the windpipe. Food could go down the windpipe if this is done, which would be dangerous. Our sages differ about the permissibility of saying bless you or good health with food in one's mouth. This is coming from a Shai Teshuva and the Pirkei Avot. Naturally, they actually say, I think over in Pirkei Avot, that if one is having a meal, one should say words of Torah. But when they say that, it shouldn't be at the time when you've got food in your mouth. It should be at a time when someone is not going to be in that scenario where they could choke. But it's important also to convey words of Torah inside the meal in of itself. Okay, friends, we're on number 9. One should be fully clothed in average clothing, neither in a heavy or too light clothing, and never go barefoot. Insufficient clothing causes sores and rough skin, it says. The sages cautioned us one should sell all his belongings in order to obtain shoes for his feet. That's how important it is seen as over here. Okay. Before sitting down, number 10, to eat, one should try to set aside his problems and be content with his lot, be it plentiful or modest. Even if the meal is meager, the table should be set as if for a bountiful feast. Eating in a relaxed manner prevents irregular blood pressure and aids good digestion. Over here, that's very interesting. Okay, number 11, over here. Now we're talking about meals. Should we eat it quickly or slowly? Meals should be eaten slowly, not hastily, or in a state of agitation. One should not eat like an animal attacking its prey over here. Also, one should obviously eat in a casual manner also. Friends, we're number 12. One should neither deny himself delicacies nor fill his stomach like a glutton. Meals should be moderate and balanced over here, as the Rambam always goes through that balanced path over here. Number 13. Those engaged in manual labor should eat more lightly during the day than at night. Older people or those who do not physical work should take their main meal during the day and the light meal in the evening. So it's not a good idea if someone is a builder to just snack on donuts and those things over. One's got to be careful also what they eat. Let's say, God forbid, we had COVID only 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, even now it is. He's giving advice in number 14. During an outbreak of infectious disease or an epidemic, one should drink a small glass of whiskey in the morning, preferably standing up. This phenomenon. This actually comes from Rashi, from an ancient manuscript over here. Okay, number 15 is come from a Sechet Ketubot in page 61. One who is strongly tempted by the smell of good food or drink should make every effort to taste it, as it is harmful for him not to over here. That's very interesting. Now, number 16. Thirst is more harmful than hunger. So if someone's thirsty, obviously one should have water. See, that man needs water more than food. Number 17. Raw vegetables, if you're going to eat vegetables raw, should be eaten preferably with bread. Number 18. Our sages said, eat onions and sit in the shade. Eat light, simple foods and live a quiet, tranquil life. Very good advice over here also. Number 19. Do not become accustomed to drinking alcohol. You may become addicted for the rest of your life. Over here. Number 20. If meat is eaten once a day, it should be in the evening. So ideally, if one's going to have a meal, and do it in the evening. Naturally, we know that when we're doing Sudat Mitzvah, like a Brit Milah or Pidyon Ben, early there's a concept of Zrizim Makdimim Le Mitzvot over here. So obviously, if it's a Sudat Mitzvah, you can have the meaty meal in the morning. But if it's going to be very much at a different time, it should be ideally in the evening if you're not going to have that. Okay, 21. It's saying more things over here. Most of our limbs are at total rest. Sorry. Most of our limbs are at total rest during sleep, return to full functioning upon waking, and reach maximum strength after 4 hours. One should not eat a meal let's say over here, until 4 hours after rising, nor postpone it for more than 6 hours, as the body needs to replenish its energy supply, and delay could be harmful over here, he says. Our rabbis, they said that if one waits more than 6 hours after arising to eat, it's as if he's not eating at all. Naturally, people take fasts upon themselves, and many of the rabbis recommend fasts. Naturally, we know there's different fasts throughout the year, so those are different circumstances. But we're talking about an average day over here. Okay. Let's try and do a few more, which is a more of an abbreviated session of it. Number 22. It's dangerous to eat very hot bread. One should wait for it to cool a bit. Naturally, no, on Motzei Shabbat they say one should have a warm bread, something hot, a hot shower, a hot food, but not a boiling hot bread over here. And this actually comes from the Sechet Yomah in page number 22. Now, some more Talmud, friends. The famous Rabbi Tastra, he gave his daughters the following instructions: do not eat sharp vegetables at night to prevent an unpleasant odor in your mouths. Do not eat dates or drink beer at night. You know, the opposite to modern day. Many people will drink beer at night. They are laxative and you may emit gases and be disgraced before your husbands. Very interesting, David. This incredible advice to the women out there. Okay. Number 24. It's essential for health, hygiene, and purity to become accustomed to emptying one's bowls morning and evening. It is a matter of habit which can be acquired. Over here. Number 25. Over here. One should never restrain the urge to urinate. Obviously, one needs to, one should do it. Many people who do suffer from serious illnesses in later years as a result, there is no need to feel ashamed, even if others are present. Over here. Number 26. The entire body should be bathed thoroughly, at least once a week. If a sauna bath is available, it should be used at least once a month. There is nothing more beneficial, refreshing, and strengthening. Over here. Number 27 over here. It is good to have a hot drink after a hot bath. Over here. Number 28. It's forbidden to live in a place where fresh vegetables are not available in abundance naturally. This comes from Masechet Eruvin in page 55, as they are inexpensive and essential for health. Over here. Now, there's another... Yeah, thanks. Get subscribed to the channel also. Yeah. Overeating to the point of gluttony is a cause of many illnesses. That comes from Rabbeinu Asher over here. Okay, friends, we'll do a few more and we will call it a day. Now we are number Lamed over here, number 30. Any illness is better than intestinal illnesses. Any pain is better than cardiac pain. Any ache is better than headache. Let's say any evil is better than, God forbid, an evil wife over here. Related over in the second Shabbat, number 11. Over here. Just shows how much Shalom Bayit is important in any marriage, in any relationship. Over here. Number 31. Wheat will grow well in a field where berries grow. Barley will grow well where inferior grapes grow. It's actually interesting. We came out of, when Parshat Shoftim now, this bit of wisdom from Midrash Tanhuma actually comes from Parashat Re'eh, which we did last Shabbat. Okay. Every human being has natural heat and cannot exist without it. Food provides the fuel for body heat, so that one's health, or God forbid, ill health, depends on the quality of one's digestion. Food properly and sufficiently digested will result in good health. Inadequate digestion lowers body heat, endangers health, and weakens the body. Okay, a few more. We're going to try and finish on this page and continue next time. 33. The quality of food is of great importance. It should suit the constitution of the eater. Now 34. Bread, the most basic food, should be well baked. Other foods should be thoroughly cooked. Number 35. One should not eat to satiate you. It's better to stop eating before one is fully satisfied. Because when the stomach is too full, it can no longer break down and digest the food properly. One should eat moderately, neither too much nor too little. Over here. Number 36. A wise man said a small amount of harmful, unhealthy food is less damaging to the body than an excess of healthy food. Wow. So if you eat too much, even healthy, it's worse than a little bit of bad food over here. That's very worrying over here. Number 37. Over the last one for today. One should not have an abundance of food of different natures at the same meal, such as hot type of foods and cold types of foods, or those which are easily digested and those which are difficult to digest. The combination wreaks havoc with the digestive system. So friends, we're going to finish off here. I'd like to dedicate this Lilu Nishmat to Sarah Yudit Bat Esther, who passed away 32 years ago, my grandmother. Lilu Nishmat, and do a lot of brachot in her memory. However, we're learning the Book of Nature as well. Please subscribe to the channel. We're coming close to 5,000 subscribers, friends. Over here, we're a community here. And please don't forget to smash the like button. And we'll speak soon. Take care.